Hey, what is going on, everybody? Tom from Tom's Ramness, and today I have a pretty interesting video for you. First and foremost, when I say if my eyes look funny, it's because I had them dilated at the VA today for an optometry appointment, and it greatly blurs your brain. Clearly, I meant vision. Anyway, no, just kidding. I'm not able to send and receive emails right now because it really does blur your vision. So I wanted to make this video. Like some of you, I enjoy history, and so today I found this neat article about a event that took place that impacted the precious metals market for a very long time. It was known as Silver Thursday, and it happened on March 27, 1980. Silver hit $49 an ounce. And if you account for today's inflation and all of those things, that's equivalent to $163. The Hunt brothers, a pair of brothers, invested heavily into the silver futures market in an attempt to corner the silver market. They ended up losing their shirts, though, because for whatever reason, the silver, either people sold their physical silver or whatever the case was, it ended up going back down fast. If you look at the chart, and I'll probably put it in right here, it went down fast. It hit 49 and then just collapsed. And because of their investment and their losses, they were unable to meet demands and calls for, money or silver or whatever the people were calling for. I'm not a stock market expert, so I really don't know how it works. But they ended up losing over $1 billion in cash and assets, and the silver price went from 49 down to 4.90, or roughly $5. So imagine, if you will, you're an average citizen in 1979 and 80, and you've got about 100 of these laying around that you average, dollar cost average, for around $5 an ounce, okay? You wake up, you get the paper, and you see that silver is $49 an ounce. Again, today, imagine it being $163 an ounce. So your silver is worth 10 times more money than it was worth before. What do? Are you going to go sell it? Because that's probably what I would do. I'd sell half of it at least. And then wait for it to go back down, because guess what it did? It went way back down. So if you took your silver that you had, if let's say you had 100 ounces, you sold it for roughly, $4,900, so give or take. So you sold it for $4,500. You had 500 invested in 100 ounces of silver. You sold it for $4,500. Then you waited and it dropped back down. You could have bought a whole lot more silver with your money. So what would you do? I guess that's a good question. So for me, I would have sold it. For sure, I would have sold it. And then as soon as it got back down, I would have bought more. But for them, it did not work out. It definitely did not work out. It reminds me of the GameStop, where everybody invested in GameStop and a lot of people got very wealthy. And I would imagine the Hunt brothers made a lot of other people wealthy, but crippled themselves. So one of the big reasons I trust in this and not this is because this is in my hands, and I don't think, it's really hard to manipulate this. You can fake it, you can add other metals into it, but that's fraud. This is an ounce of pure silver. It's worth an ounce of pure silver, and it'll always be worth whatever an ounce of pure silver is. Now, that price will change, but stock markets seem to be more manipulatable. I don't know if that's a real word, but we're going with it. And so I have a love-hate relationship with the stock market, and I'll tell you why. When I was a young man in Afghanistan serving in the United States Army, a group of friends and I all decided we were going to get into stocks. We were going to get some stock accounts, and we were going to buy some stocks because we didn't have anything better to do with our time and our money. And there was one company that really stuck out to us besides Bitcoin. So if you know, Bitcoin back then was like 10 or 11 bucks. We could have bought as much of that as we wanted to. What else were we spending our money on? I was actually buying silver. But anyway, there's a company, it was called Arena Pharmaceuticals. It was very, very highly respected stock that came out. There was some NFL players or something that were pushing it, promoting it. And if I recall, we could buy in at around $1.75 or $1.80 or something like that. So we all invested, we all committed, we were all like, we're going to do this. So we all bought 2,000 shares. I'm pretty sure that's what we all agreed to. And it went down a little bit, and I sold for a loss. I sold for like a $4,000 loss because I was scared. So I said $4,000 loss. I sold for a little bit of a loss. I think my total investment was around $4,000, and I sold for a little bit of a loss. So I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize, it's a long game. If I still had those shares today, it would be insane how much money they'd be worth. But I've only had good luck in the S&P 500, and that was just because my work, that's how they did it. But I didn't make a ton of money, but I did make some money. So, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship. If I would have held those stocks, I'd probably love the stock market. But my opinion of the stock market is that you have to know what you're doing, and I do not. So if you are one of those people that knows a little bit more about the stock market than I do, please, I would be excited to read your commentary in the comment section down below. But imagine, if you will, again, you woke up and silver was $163 an ounce. What would you do today? Would you sell it? Because this would then be, if you had 100 of these, that'd be $16,000. It'd be a significant amount of money, even in today's inflated world. So I thought this was an interesting story, and I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that God blesses you and that you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Good luck, God bless, and I'll see you all on the next one.